Hi and welcome to Everyday Vlogging with Rich Pasini. Today is January 8th, 2019. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to start off by saying thank you to all the new subscribers who recently subscribed to my channel. It is greatly appreciated. I hope you like the content and I hope you come back for more. Today's title is How I Start My Mornings Off as an eBay Entrepreneur. And I just wanted to share a little information with you guys. The video is a little longer than expected, but then again, for those who are followers, I'm sorry, you may kind of expect that anyway. You might, though, for those who've been with me, say every time this guy talks about shortening a movie, it always comes out to be a lot longer, and I do apologize. Actually, yeah, I said over here how I start my day off as an eBay entrepreneur. I think I said I start my morning. I meant to say I start my day off as an eBay entrepreneur. Sorry about that. That's why I keep this a notebook here with me. I keep this with me, this notebook, because I write things that I kind of like a little notations and memos and stuff like that. Because sometimes I forget what I'm writing, or I'm writing too much stuff, or I'm thinking ahead of myself. So that's why I keep it on there. When I come up with new ideas and stuff like that, I write it down, I jot it down on this book, this notebook here, and in turn, I want to share it with you guys. So how I start my day off as an eBay entrepreneur. I could just leave out eBay and just say how I start my day off as an entrepreneur. But anyway, because the reason why I'm using that title is because I do sell right now exclusively on eBay, and it's a little, I'm not saying it's a parody of how I, like I'm making a joke out of it, but it's basically it's a little sketchy, whatever you want to call it, that there. I've seen other people doing things similar, so I just wanted to share it with you guys. So I hope you like it. I hope you'll stick around, check it out. In the end of the video, if you choose to watch it to the end, I do talk a little about my personal experience. I'm sharing that information with you guys out there. So, if you want to listen to what I have to say, that'd be great. I'd love to, I'd like to have you hear me out, hear what I have to say. As I stated in the video, when you do videos like this, when I do videos like this here, it's always good to get that thing off your chest, so to speak. You might have heard that term there used, or people saying, I got to get it off my chest and then I feel better. And that's what this video is all about. At least the ending part of it is how I start my day off in the morning is true. This is how I start my day. I prepare it and stuff like that. I'm not going to do a whole 8-hour, 12-hour sequel of it and say, okay, this is 9 o'clock, this is what I do at 9 o'clock, this is at 10 o'clock, at 12 o'clock I'm breaking for lunch, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to bore you to death with that. I mean, I hope you don't find this video boring. But I just wanted to share the information with you guys out there. And if you do like the comment, if you do like the content, I'm sorry, folks. If you do like the content, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you have anything out there, any areas of interest that you want to hear me talk about, or maybe you might want to share something with me or the rest of us in the YouTube community, please do. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I do love interacting with people. Like I said, I do the same thing on Instagram as well. Not as much, though. I should be doing a lot more on Instagram, Pinterest, and like I said, I try to get involved with all the social media, with Facebook as well, and Twitter. So I am out there. My Rich Pasini is out there. He's out there on all those different platforms, and that's what social media is all about. Trying to build a brand is not the easiest thing to do, folks. I've been watching, like I said, a couple of eBay sellers yesterday, and hear them talking and stuff like that. And it's not easy. It's not an easy road to take. Sometimes people will tell you different things about selling on eBay and how to go about it, and so on and so forth. And there's just, to plain and simple, there's just too much competition out there. And the other thing is that the items that you're selling may not be appealing to people, and there could be a lot of variations with that. It could be because you don't have free shipping, the item could be too high, they're highly priced, and maybe the items that you're selling are not desirable. Maybe there's too many people selling that. Maybe that category that your items in is glutted. It's it's the system's flooded. It's inundated with all that same topic, same item out there. it's got a lot of exposure and stuff. So, but like I said in the video yesterday, I did step out. That's why I didn't produce a video yesterday. Because I had gone to the thrift store. I had to get away from this for a little bit, get my eyes, I look at eye strain and stuff like that, looking at this monitor for 12 hours a day. It's ridiculous, doing research and so on and so forth with it. And that's what I'm constantly trying to do. And plus I try to, get information out there, like saving topics. I do a little, like I said, I do the reseller news, try to get some of that information out there to you guys. This would be helpful to you and stuff, So, yeah, without further ado, just stick around, check it out, and let me know what you think. If you're going to leave any comments, please leave nice comments. I don't respond or reply to nasty ones. Not that I had it happen. I hope I don't. I don't think anybody deserves to get, anybody should leave nasty comments to anybody in any circumstance. But I can understand the likes. People may thumb it up, thumb it down. That's totally up to you. I can never understand that logic anyway, as far as if a person's trying to do, like I do demos, demo videos, intro videos, and sneak peek videos, and I see it even with other people. It's not just me. I don't take it personal. But you always see a thumbs down. They don't like. For some reason, just don't like it. It could be a number of reasons. They don't like you. They don't like the content. They don't like the stuff, the topic you're talking about. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. Anyway, guys, stick around. It's coming up. Thank you. 6 a.m. already. Let's see how the rest of this morning goes. We'll take it one day at a time. Well, in this case, 1 minute at a time or hour at a time. All right. Well, let me get ready. Have my first cup of coffee, and I'll get right back to work. Oh, just waiting for the tea kettle load to go. Oh man, everything's working against me this morning. All right, we'll get there. Won't worry, we'll get there. Let's check it out. In the meantime, let's prep the table for, let's prep for breakfast. Okay, let's see what we got here. I got my coffee mug. I got my Maxwell House instant coffee. I got my butter out here. I got my knives, 2 knives. And I got English muffins. So let's prep them in the meantime. And I got my toast, as you can see, all ready to go. Oh, well, for those who know, not only am I a frugal entrepreneur, I like to be kind of like a clean freak. So maybe other people do the same thing, maybe they don't, I don't know. But I always like to cut this here because I don't want crumbs all over the table. So believe it or not, you do get crumbs on the table. Cut these things. So I got that 2 knives. See the crumbs, folks? See it on here? Yeah, I don't like crumbs. And then it goes in my toaster, and then the toaster gets all crumbed up. Look at that. All right, that's what sits in your toaster. And then when you go put it away in your kitchen countertop, you got more crumbs in there. All right, so we're gonna put this in here, and we're gonna do that like that. We're gonna close this up here. I always cut the boxes down to the size. I don't normally keep it that way. I try to keep room. I keep everything in the fridge, all the bread and products and stuff like that. All right, so we're gonna put that to the side here. Clean this off here, and we're going to get rid of this here and reuse the napkin. Yay! I'm getting the tea kettle starting to boil. That means I get to have breakfast now. Let me go check out and see how the toaster's coming along. Okay, now that my English muffins are done, I put this out here, folks, because I don't want to get crumbs on the table. And now we'll put the butter on there, and hopefully we'll get ready to prepare for today's news in a little bit. But I like a lot of butter on here. And that's a big stick there, right? The reason why I do this again, folks, the reason why I do it on a napkin is because in some cases it doesn't always work, but it keeps the crumbs on the table. You see what I'm saying? That's what happens when you're a clean freak. I drive my kids crazy with that. I go, Dad, you're such a clean freak. You're always worrying about keeping everything clean. Well, I'm one of these type of people, no fuss, no muss type of thing, People probably out there in YouTube over say this guy loves the butter on me, but I like it. I like it a little extra. I don't eat like this all the time. This is like, sometimes I'll just have plain eggs and one, just scrambled eggs, but for the most part, I don't eat like this all morning. My cholesterol has been pretty good, thank God, so I can't really complain. I try to watch what I eat and how much. I don't really eat junk food. I don't care for junk food. And but anyway, and then I get my instant coffee here. teaspoon. You gotta be careful with this stuff because you put too much in there, it'll come out like charcoal. It comes out really dark. It depends. If you like it cold, you know, like if you're an instant coffee drinker like I am, if you like it dark, then you would add a little extra. But 1 teaspoon is good enough. That over here, and we will. I like maximum. That's fine. Okay, and you can hear my tea kettle in the back now. And now we're ready to pour that nice cup of coffee. I know people probably say, don't you like instant, regular percolate coffee? I do and I don't. I mean, I'll drink it. I mean, when I go to Dunkin' Donuts or if I go to a restaurant, stuff like that, I don't tell them, hey, you got any instant coffee? Although they may have it, but for the most part, I like it just the way it is here. This is good. And now I don't need this. Milk away. And now, hopefully, I can sit down and enjoy my breakfast. Well, it's not really much of a breakfast, right, when you think about it. It's only English muffin, but I'll take it. Well, that ain't bad. 6:19, okay. Got up at 6 a.m., 20 minutes to get the water going, have my English muffin. Breakfast is good. What's next on the agenda? Oh, that's right, I gotta steam my clothes out for tomorrow. Let me start with that. Okay, now it's time to steam the clothes. The only thing is, it's the waiting game again. You gotta wait a couple of minutes before the heat gun there, whatever gets the heating element gets hot, and then you're ready to go. So let's see what we got here. All right, folks, for those who don't know, I love steaming my clothes. I think it's a lot better than doing an iron board thing and everything. It's cut and dry. You get the steam here. Look at that steam coming out. All right. And what I like about it is you just pretty much steam it like this here. Just take the wrinkles out if you leave it in your closet. In some cases, if you're going to wear this tomorrow, which I probably am, no doubt, I would think, it takes the wrinkles right out. And you don't have to worry if you leave it on there like an iron. Unlike an iron, you don't have to worry about burning it. You can leave it there. The only thing that will happen is it might get wet because it gives out a lot of steam. And for the arms, I always like to go like this with this, folks. Look at this. I go like this and put it in there. Look at that. Takes the wrinkles right out. How could you beat that? Look at that. How could you beat that? It takes the wrinkles right out. And you know what? You don't have to worry about burning your clothes. It takes I would say it takes about a minute to steam your clothes out. Right? The same thing applies on this side here. You can't see me because I'm more to the side here, but the same thing, And I love them. I had this here. I've been using this thing for years, folks. Been using it for years, and it takes the wrinkles right out. Look, see the wrinkle? Well, you can't see it probably that good, but look at the wrinkles. Takes them right out, and you give it a couple strokes here and there like that, right? Sometimes you get lint on them, but it's okay. And you're already good to go. And same thing with the dress slacks. Dress slacks hang up. You can do the same thing with them there. I don't take my clothes to the cleaner. I buy clothes that can be washed, machine washable. That applies to dress slacks as well. Being a frugal entrepreneur is not the easiest thing in the world because some people, the true entrepreneurs out there that have plenty of cash to play around with, they will not do this here, but I do. I mean, what is it going to take? How long is this going to take me to do this here, right? Give it a couple strokes here and there like that, and most likely if it's a permanent press or no wrinkle type of clothes, it should come out really easy. And this type of steamer I bought, folks, I bought this years back. It still works good. Every now and then, if you don't steam that much and there's water sitting there, drain it out. If you're not going to use it, like empty the canister out, and this way you don't have any. Because I'm not saying the elements are rusting there, because once you take it out, let's say it's the last time you're going to put it away for storage. The heating element will dry whatever additional water's in there. But look at that steam. Isn't that great? I love it. I love it. I have stopped ironing. I iron my clothes. I used to iron the kids' clothes. Well, the kids are different now. Everybody else they can do their own stuff. But I used to iron, and what a nuisance once. Shut this off. Oh, there you go. And we're good to go. All right. So now we got the clothes done. Let's see what the rest of the day holds. Look at this desk. What a mess. Oh man, what happened? Oh, that's right. When I came out yesterday, I went thrifting for a little bit. I picked up a couple items. I decided to keep one. I picked up a nice tripod, heavy-duty tripod. And I picked up this keyboard. And in the background, you can't see it. Let's see if I could zoom in over here on the thing there. I just listed it. There it is there. I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah, and that's the keyboard on my desk. Let's see here. There it is right there. Brand new keyboard. I'm listing for $29.99. I know you're probably thinking, oh, he's leaving into a segue. No, it's not that. That's probably why that's there. Oh man, look at that. What a mess. Hey, look at this desk. Look at this desk. What a mess. What a mess. Now, for a clean freak, that's not like that. But you know what? We're gonna make that. We're gonna clean that up right away. You watch. And there you have it. With a snap of the fingers, everything's all cleaned up. Now that's where I like to keep my desk. All right. Now it's time to get back to work. As you can see, I'm able to still drink my coffee. I'm morning coffee, right? As much as I like to keep my desk nice and clean, folks, I gotta have my notebook here. This is where I keep my little notes, my cheat sheets here. Not cheat sheets, but stuff I'm gonna do for my YouTube videos. And plus I do my research on there, on that laptop. I try to keep both of them going at the same time. As you can see here, well, you really can't see, but I got on the desktop here, I got some windows open up to do some of the reseller news and some stuff I want to share with you guys. On that one over there, I do the watch count. That's because I was doing that keyboard, and I want to find out where it comes up on the list, in the, what do you call it, in the search rankings, as far as like watch count, what they say, who's top up there, and that's how I basically do that there. That little blue light you see back here where my wired mouse is covering it, that there is the Umer phone system. That's how I get my phone calls. So when I hit this in here, that's because of that. That's Umer. And by the way, I'm not getting anything for it. I know if you guys look on Umer and you see the advertisements there, you say, "Oh, refer a friend, you get $20." I'm not giving you my name. not that I want to. It's not like I'm getting money. I'm making money off of this here. So, but I would urge you to, try it out. It's if you want to try out their phones, it's really good. They got with the new router box. The clarity is so clear on it. It's HD. I guess high definition. Whatever it is, it's the HD one. They upgraded their Uma box, and you can get really great sound from it. You got 911. You got caller ID, and then they got the Uma Premier, I think, for $9.95 a month. It's like, what, $10 a month? And you get a second line, and you get all these other features that are added to it. You'd have to check it out. You have to go to Uma and look at their Premier service, But, hey, if you do, if you want to refer me, I don't have any affiliate links with them. The only affiliation I have is that I use their service. And to be honest with you, just to share this really quick with you guys, when I got rid of my Verizon phone service, it was costing me, I think, like close to $79 to $80 a month, and that was a lot of money. So now these boxes, these Uma boxes or routers, that as long as you got internet connection, that's no way to work for it. This is a voice over internet protocol thing, the VoIP they call it. My taxes, once you buy this outright, you own this. This is yours. It's not leased or rented, whatever. That's your equipment. And this one I had to upgrade because the other one went bad on me. This was $79 and change, or $80. But I own it. It's mine. It's the newest one they got. And to be honest with you, the only thing you will pay, there's two things. There's two things I want to go with it. If you do use Umer, you can get it for, like I said, $79. I think that's the sale going on right now. It might be a little cheaper. If you want to keep your phone number, it's a one-time charge. I think it's $39.99. You can keep your old phone number if you don't want. If you don't care about having an old phone number, I believe, if my memory serves me right, because I had this years back, you can they'll issue a free number for free, and you have to pay the $39. But that's if you want to keep your old phone number, and let's say you say, well, let me port it in, and they port it in, and what happens is you don't have to worry about calling up your friends and relatives and neighbors or whoever across the world, whatever, say, hey, I changed my phone number, this is what it is, it saves you all the hassle. But if you don't care, you're just starting off, or you just want to get rid of your phone company, you don't want to deal with Verizon or whatever service you use and what different states you're in, you get Umer, and my monthly tax on here to use the service, figure this out now, from $80 to $5 a month. That's all I pay as far as like my FCC taxes. You got to pay. You can't get away with that there. That's going to happen. But with that, I get caller ID, call 911. And you get unlimited calling, so I can call up anywhere within the United States and that. And if you are an international caller, you can even save more money. It's like pennies on the dollar. It's cheap. You got to look into it, folks. It's really good service. But anyway, I'm going to get back to work, and there's some other stuff to set up. But I just wanted to share that with you guys out there. What my morning's like starting off over here. Right now it's 6:40. And it's going to be time for, well, in a couple more hours, it'll be time for lunch. I'll be breaking for lunch, but that's like a really quick thing. I usually just have like a quick Campbell's soup or one of those ramen soups, and I'm usually eating at the desk over here as I'm working and stuff. But you know what it is, folks? I want to share this information with you guys. Well, I mean, how my day starts is not really something that's maybe of interest, but just want to give you a little oversight of how my morning starts. And this will go on till midnight. When I'm staying at the desk. Sometimes I do step out. Yesterday, that's what I did. I went out for a little bit. I had to get away because, they're going crazy sitting here. And I went to a thrift store. I was hanging on there for probably about maybe an hour and a half or whatever, looking around, going, but they had some good stuff. It was 25% off. And I only picked up 2 things. I had a couple things in my basket, and I said, you know what? I really don't want to go crazy with this stuff. So I ended up spending a total like $10. That's it. I mean, the keyboard I got there for like half, half price or whatever. And the other thing, the tripod, really good tripod. I mean, it's all heavy duty. It's a vintage one, and I think it's they think it's called Star D Conquest. Really sturdy. I mean, right now the tripod I'm using right now is a Sony tripod, but I like it because it's got the electronic handle on there. I can zoom in, zoom out, take photo shots. It's one of those standard. That's not standard. Like one of those electronic tripods. It doesn't go up automatically up and down by itself, but the handle itself, you can turn the camera on, off, take pictures, zoom in, zoom out. It's that type of thing. But this tripod back then cost me over $100, and but that other one I got, I mean, it blows this thing away. I mean, the new stuff they have today is like, ugh. I mean, this has got like I'm looking at it right now. It's like plastic. It's like a plastic thing there, the mount where it goes up and down. That's why I have the telescopic thing. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me get that. All right. I was going to sell this here. I don't know. I mean, they're going for, I don't know if you can see that there. It's called Star D Conquest. This thing is like, everything is metal. On the handle on that there, on my Sony one, it's plastic, but it's electronic. Oh, let me fix my hat. This here, when you hit these things up, you lock it, that thing locks. I mean, that's a good thing here. And the same thing with this, if you're moving it up, look how you do it with this thing here, the star, right? And when you lift it up, let's see if I can do this here. This here, folks, you see this thing's a little hard because I'm holding it in my hand, but see this here, this level that comes up? Look at the way it is. That's why I'm debating. I don't know if I'm going to, I don't think I'm going to sell this yet. You see here, this bar, this is metal. This ain't plastic. The one I have here on the Sony one, I paid over $100 for. It's plastic. I mean, if this thing, God forbid, drops with the camera on, well, the camera will probably be damaged, but if this thing could break, this plastic one, the Sony one, back in the day, that's why I love vintage stuff, and when you lock it in, it's locked. When you push this little lock on here, this lever, this thing ain't going nowhere. It also has a thing here where you could, well, of course, now this part, here's the only thing. With a Sony one, I can make it swivel. This particular one, you can't make this go this way. All right? You can't do it that way. But the other way around it is you would just mount your camera that way. That's all. You mount it on here like that. And when you get this here, this pops out here, this little thing here. Let me just lock this really quick here so it doesn't move. This comes out like this here. Now, I don't know why they got this out for. Why would you take this out? Maybe you could switch it around. I don't think you can. Can you? Maybe you can. This thing pops out here. All right? But it's nice. And the thimble, like when you're putting it in there on your camera, when you screw this in here, they got another screw, a lower screw, that you could really tighten it up so the camera ain't going to go anywhere. But this one here, I seen them going on eBay. Some people selling these things for like $100, like $125, $79. I think this one here is a keeper. But like I said, and the way it's made, and it's heavy. It's all heavy, though. And it's one of these type of things here where when you unloosen it, here's the thing. Here's the trick I found out when you're doing this here. Leave this one tight, because if you loosen this one up, you're going to be able to unloosen this part. You know what I'm saying? So that's the trick to it is here. And when you pull this guy out, then you tighten it, of course, and then you release this one, and then this one comes out. I was sitting there the other day and saying to myself, how am I going to get this thing out here? The only thing I got to clean up a little better. But the thing is, that's because I'm saying to myself, how's this going to come out? It kept coming out, and they said, oh, I had to tighten this one first. The one I have is a snap on my Sony. That's a snap type one. Okay, but that's the thing. So if you're going to do this, and the same thing applies, make sure this is tight. and then let the lower one loosen that guy up. This will come down, and then you loosen this guy up, and it'll go down here. Let me just get a little better. And then this guy goes down that way, and then you can tighten them up. And these are good because I've seen these before in at the thrift stores, and the bottom, the little rubber things here, they're usually shot or ripped off, whatever. This is not bad. And like I said again, and this here and then tighten it up all the way. Let me just go like this here. That's why. Okay, let me just tighten it up a little better. All right, there we go. But what really gets me is how this thing is made. It's look at that. It's gear driven. There's no grease on it either. There's no grease. And then I didn't clean that part up. I just took the dust, so it was pretty dusty, whatever. That was about it. But and the same thing, handle. It's like a brushed aluminum. And this thing is, I don't know, the whole thing just got a good feel to it. It really does. Very simple to use. And you probably wonder, people probably wonder, what am I going to do with two of the tripods? If I'm doing like a double shoot there where I want to show you, let's say I'm going to take pictures with my camera and I need another tripod. I was going to buy one anyway, but this one I got for a good price. Believe it or not, I got this for $6. You know how much, like I said. Now, if I sell this on eBay, I know I could definitely get my money back. Just got to move this down a little. It's a little hard when you hold it in your hands. I got this, I think, for $6 with 25% off. It was cheap. But yeah, this is what I got, and it's Star D by Davidson. If I ever do decide to put this up, well, I'm not going to make a video about it, but I will. I'm sure you'll see it. But right now, as it stands right now, I don't plan on getting rid of this one here. This is really a good one here. Metal, and like I said, what really got me is that the bar that raised the extender bar had that mix equipment. It's all metal, all solid. I mean, compared to my Sony one, it's all like aluminum, But this is, I think this is going to be a keeper for me. I really is. I just love the way it feels. Anyway, guys, with that aside, I'm going to get back to work because I got to do my research. I also want to do the. I have another video prior. Last night I was going to do the videos, but I came home. It was so late. It was around 10 o'clock at night. You're going to probably see the video I did last night. I'm going to have to cut some parts out and kind of condense it a little. It didn't come out good. When I shoot these videos, folks, I shoot them in daylight. My backdrop is a white screen I use, and when it gets dark, you tend to get like I start glowing and I start getting darker, and I start blending in. Eventually I'll blend in with the backdrop, whatever. No, the picture, the quality is terrible. That's why when I shoot these videos, it's usually done early in the morning. As you can see, I was up at 6 o'clock this morning, got cleaned up and everything. Had my breakfast and stuff, and you rush around like a maniac. My day goes like that. I mean, before you know it, hours are going to go by. It's going to be lunchtime. I'll be breaking for lunch, and then I go back to here again. I'm on this thing all day. That's why I stepped out of the house yesterday for a little bit. I said, let me go to the thrift store. I haven't been there in a while to see what they have to put up. And like I said, I only picked up two things: that tripod and the keyboard, the Logitech keyboard. That's the only things I picked up. And like that, I'm trying to watch the spending because for the simple reason is, the simple reason is sales are slow right now on eBay. And for me to tie up money, to keep tying money up, that's not going to help me out. If I'm not making sales, I know people say, I was watching this other guy, he's an online seller. He says, look, he goes, you gotta keep buying stuff. You gotta keep listing. Check your niche out. Maybe the stuff that you're selling, it might not be the right categories or whatever. And the person's right. I mean, he shows you everything he sold on eBay. Like he shows you, oh, this is what I sold. It's like 15, 20 items he sold on eBay. Now I don't know if that's throughout the course of the month, and then he just compiles it, or if that's within one weekend or one day. If he's doing that in one day, I'm sure there are. I'm just not one of them. So I don't know what's going on with eBay as far as that part goes, folks. So, all I can say is I don't like to be, the speaking negative about things and be a pessimist. I'm more of an optimist than a pessimist. And all I'm saying is it's getting a little difficult right now to sell on eBay for me anyway. And I don't know how much more the future holds for me as far as like being on this platform. I was watching another seller who was saying like it's going to become selling on eBay. It's going to become more costly, or selling on any platform actually, because this person here was talking about the postage. The postage is going up and stuff like that. And it's going to cost more money, especially if you offer free returns, free shippings, all that stuff. That's a given, So yes, if the postage is going up and you have you offer free returns, you are going to take a beating on it, unless you change your setup where you're going to have it where the buyer pays for return shipping. And the other way, now if eBay still keeps it the same way they had it back in the day,
which I'm sure they still do. All they got to put on there is the item is not as described as defective. I think they get to set it back, and I think they get their, if I'm not mistaken, I think they get their free money back. As a matter of fact, I know that for a fact because I happened to me. Now I think about it, that happened to me. And I complained to eBay about it, but they didn't do anything about it. They didn't, as far as that part goes, from that particular story, that issue I had with them, eBay did not give me that money back for the shipping, return shipping. This is the problem that happened. This is what's going on, folks, in some cases. Buyers will buy an item. They don't read the description. If you look at my videos back in the day, I did a video like that. Buyers not reading the description, and they don't. And what's happened was they would buy items, the buyer, and they would just order it without reading the whole thing. And then they get it, and they sit there complain and say to eBay, oh, it's not as described, or it's defective. Like if it was, let's say for something that's not working, which just happened a while back, maybe a couple months ago. I put it in the eBay description, print that was selling. I don't know which one it was. I forget offhand. It wasn't an HP, I know that. It might have been an Epson, whatever. The person gets it, and I have a big bolders on the description line itself, right? The intro, whatever. I put in there, for parts not working. The buyer gets it, knowing that it's saying, it's even in the description, not only in the top tagline, I call it whatever, in the title, they're saying it's not, for parts not working. Even in the description, I said, please be aware, this item is not working, is being sold for parts as is. At this time, I won't be accepting any returns. That went out the window because, as far as I'm concerned, eBay with the automatic returns, they're going to return it anyway. So if he got it on a Thursday, he started the return process on a Friday. And what was his excuse? Defective item and not as described. I called the eBay. I said, what's the deal with this? How could you say the thing is defective, not working? I mean, like, give me a break, But it is what it is, and what can I tell you? Matter of fact, I got another return coming. Well, I got a return coming back. This person, it's a Sony player. Now, this drives me crazy. The buyer claims that it doesn't work, it's defective. Prior to putting it up on eBay and selling it, I tested it. I put the headphones in there. It works. Now I'm waiting to get this thing back, and I called eBay up on this, and I said to them, look, this guy is saying he's claiming there's screws missing from where it mounts, and he goes, there's only 2 wires holding it on. I didn't send it out like that. I know I didn't. That Sony player was in excellent condition as far as I'm concerned. All right, it might have little scuff marks on it, but it played excellent. Now, when it comes back, okay, they did an order return. I didn't have to, when I went to my the messaging on there, eBay sent the message, order return processing. That was it. Then eBay tells you, this is the funny thing I like about eBay, eBay tells you, don't issue a refund until you check it. But here's the thing. Let's say, I'm going to put them to the test. If this is tampered with, or taken apart, maybe took it apart, took parts out of it, I'm going to see just how much eBay is going to stand on the seller side, on my part. Because I know, and anybody can look at my feedbacks, I don't have any negatives or neutrals, right? Thank God, knock on wood. I don't sell stuff like that. Like I told the lady at eBay, I said, look, if this thing was defective, or it was being sold for parts online, it would be in the listing. I do not, and I repeat, I do not send defective items out as good. I'm not going to do that. That's not the way I work. Hoping that maybe they'll miss it, or maybe they'll. First of all, you can't anyway. If something's broken or it's not working, they're going to get it anyway. So you're not accomplishing anything unless you plan on scamming the buyer. All right, which I don't. So now we're going to see what happens when that comes back, and we're going to see if what the deal is. If there are parts missing from it, and I think it's been tampered with, I'm going to call eBay and I'm going to say I'm going to open up a case on here. And I want this to be investigated because for the simple reason is there's parts missing from this thing. Let me tell you something about scamming, about scamming people. Be careful. And I want to just state this here to you guys out there, for those who are new to eBay. Okay? And I said this once before, and I'll repeat it again. If you heard or you had relatives or friends that sell on eBay, okay, that claim the buyer never received the item, okay, it's a little tip. It may not help. Some people may bake the difference, say, hey, I tried your technique, I tried it there, and they still didn't work. I don't see how it cannot work, okay? What I'm going to say is, long story short, if you're selling things from $1 to $50 up, Priority mail, you are guaranteed, well, you're guaranteed, you're covered up to $50 with priority mail, all right? And it's also it's tracked and insured, okay? So, no, you're insured and it's tracked, right, up to $50. Anything past that, if you're selling watches, jewelry, laptops, expensive stuff, or a little higher end items, do yourself a favor. There's two things you could do. Send the thing with insurance, and the most important thing of all, send the item with signature delivery confirmation. That should cut back on the buyer's thing saying, I never received the item, because somebody has to physically sign for that item. And if they have a friend or a relative, or let's say the person's working and they got a friend, a boyfriend, girlfriend, who's ever in the house at the time, says, the letter carrier comes knocking and says, I got a package for so-and-so. Can you sign for it? And they sign for it, and the letter carrier puts it in that person's hand. That's it. They did their job. They did their job. That was their job. They got a signature, especially if it's at that address, right? Okay. Once they have that, somebody physically signed for it. If they later on come back or make a call or whatever, they call up eBay and say, I never received the item, that's when you should be protected with that signature delivery confirmation. Because all you got to say is, look, I sent it with signature delivery confirmation on there. Somebody at that address signed for it. It should be an open and shut case. You should get your full refund. Well, you should be able to keep your money and not refund that person. Okay? Because then there's something going on. That's when it becomes a scam. Okay? Now, if somebody just happens to be there walking down the street, and they're standing or sitting at the porch, and they see the mailman carrying a package up there, and, unless he's going to do, he's going to verify your address, the person might be sitting on the porch there, or seeing, or whatever, running up to the steps, whatever, be there and sign for the package. That could happen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, crazy things like that could happen, and the person could end up getting a sign for the package and take off. Okay? But do yourselves a favor. It's a little tidbit advice. Like you said, it may help, and for some reason it may not. For me, I cannot see it not helping. Folks, do yourself a favor. Going forward, and this is for the new eBay sellers, try it. Okay? I've heard stories, and the reason why I'm harping on this is because I heard stories from other sellers and buyers, stating, because buyers also sellers too, stating that they're complaining on these community chat boards, whatever, that buyers are complaining they're not getting their items. Okay, that's the only way to protect yourself. And the reason why I say it is because if it's going to that person's house, the letter carrier, according to the way I understand it, is not allowed to leave it there. Okay, if it's requiring a signature, that's why signature delivery confirmation, somebody's got to sign for that. Okay, he cannot leave it there. So that's the way to protect yourself. And if people say, yeah, but it's going to cost me more money for postage, pad it into your price, folks. Pad it into your price. That's all I can tell you. Pad it in. If it's going to cost you $3 for whatever the service is for signature delivery confirmation, and put it in your postage cost. If it's something that's got to be insured, pad that into your postage cost. So let's say for insurance, it's like $3. I'm using an example. $3 for insurance and $3 for signature delivery. Go for it. Go for it. Spend the money. Spend the money. It's well worth it. And like I said, if you pad it in your price, it should be good then, okay? Because that's part of your cost. All right? And the thing is, and one other last tip, just to give people a little idea, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about, in your description, okay, in your description, the body, right, the description body there, whatever, when you're listing all the ins and outs, the imperfections, whatever, it's got this, dings, dents, scratches, whatever, or you talk about the condition of it, put in the bottom there, in bold, red lettering, okay, this is what I do. Please note, or attention buyer, this item is going to be sent with signature delivery confirmation. Now, you don't have to put insured. If you want to put insured, that'll assure them, oh, it's going to be insured too. It's not to worry about getting lost, whatever. You might want to do that if it's an expensive thing that you're selling. But this way, it'll give the person on the other end, hey, this item, if I buy it off of this seller, it's going to require a signature. Reading in between the lines, I think you know where I'm going with this. Okay? So protect yourself, okay? And that goes for the buyers too. Now, not everybody is a scam. No one's out to scam everybody. But the thing is, in this day and age, I've been hearing and reading too many stories about about sellers complaining that the buyers are complaining, the sellers are complaining that the buyers are complaining they're not receiving the items. Okay? Now, I did a video I don't know where it is in the list of all these videos about porch thieves. Okay, people stealing packages off your porches. All right, especially near the holidays. Now, if you live in an area that's high traffic area where you got a lot of people, commerce, or people going back and forth, driving or walking, whatever, you're more likely that that could probably happen. I did a video on it. Check it out if you get a chance and see what it's all about. All right. Anyway, I'm going to get back to work. My computers are going to sleep mode here. Well, the big one is anyway. I just want to share that information with you guys, and I will talk to you the next time. This is Rich Pasini for Everyday Vlogging. Today is January 8th, 2019, guys. And I just want to say one thing in closing this video. I do hope that the information I share with you guys helps in any way. Even if you get a little tidbit of information from it, I really do hope it helps you out, though. I really do. I hope you get a takeaway from it, because that's what my YouTube channel is all about. It's about helping people. And I want to share information with you guys. And it's going to be about different topics, different things. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be all eBay related. It doesn't mean it's going to be reselling all the time. I may want to share something with you that maybe something may be bothering me. Maybe there's something I want to share with you guys out there, and I need to get it off my chest. I want to share it with you guys. I think it's something I want to talk. They say when you get things off your chest, you usually feel a lot better. We're all human beings. I'm just like you guys out there. You may have things going on. I'm not saying to get on the channel and share your personal life and bad things or whatever things happen. But, sometimes it's nice to get it off your chest. This way you feel good about yourself later on. You know what I'm saying? For me, like I said, the only thing I will share with you guys, well, not only share with you, but the thing that really hurt me back in June of 2016 was when I got laid off from my job. I really love my job. I love the people I work with. It had a pension, it had a 401k, you name it, had all the perks, the bonuses and all that stuff there. And when we got the notice, 1,000 people from what I said, company-wide, were getting laid off and stuff. It was really hard to see. The people that have been there for a number of years, when you'd see crying and stuff like that, it really does stink. I mean, I've seen stories like that there. There was a story a long time ago, back on, I don't know if 60 Minutes did a thing on there. Let me just drink a little cup here of my coffee here before it gets cold. In fact, my coffee got lukewarm. Anyway, there was a story there that I think 60 Minutes did it, and what happened was this guy was like an efficiency expert, and I tell you the truth, I watched it, but it was hard to watch for the simple reason is this guy's job was to go around and go to companies, and they paid him royally for it. He would go around, and his thing was to get rid of things, like basically get rid of the dead wood, okay? And you would see the people that were interviewing this guy. I don't know what, I think it was a 60-minute show. And they were interviewing this guy, and they said, how do you feel about this here? Telling people that they're going to lose their job and stuff like that, or, like whatever, or like, coming there, and no, not him, but going there knowing that this is your job, is to clean house, is what it was. And he's like, well, because this is what they pay me to do. He goes, this is what I'm paid to do. I think he considered himself as an efficiency expert. The companies would hire this gentleman, and he would go there, and he would, restructure, reorg, whatever. And I guess he was doing things that were more efficient. That's why he's an efficiency expert. In other words, where people, non-essential workers were not needed, they were to be expelled. And the thing is, when I seen that there, and I seen this person's been with the company for so many years, the guy goes, I've been here for 30 some odd years, and I was sitting on the bench to interview him. The guy's crying. The guy's crying. He lost his job. I mean, and not only that, I'm getting up in age. I'm saying to myself, if things don't pan out with eBay, where I can't make money off or any e-commerce platform, I'm going to have to go back to a 9-to-5 job. And I don't know, because at my age, I don't know if they're going to hire me. Because they might say, well, you're getting close to retirement age. How many more years can you put in the workforce? But they shouldn't do that because, then it comes into age discrimination. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't discriminate against a person's age. If you're an able-bodied, willing, a sound body and mind, and can do a job and could still function, you should be given the opportunity as opposed to some 20-year-old or 30-year-old. I know some companies may say, well, they prefer young people because they got more, they're thinking more, they got to come out with ideas or whatever. Well, that's fine and Jim Dandy. But what about the person like myself? Now, this wasn't no easy task for me. And I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for people to comment and say, hey, Rich, I feel sorry for you. This is not what this video is all about, and that's not what I'm talking about. But that's a letdown. And yes, did I feel hurt? Absolutely. And I do talk about it in some of my videos that I tell people, well, back in June of 2016, I got laid off. I went through 2 company layoffs and 1 company bankruptcy. And, you go to these jobs and you're hoping and praying that you're gonna be able to retire at these companies, and I thought the same thing. When I went to my first, I've been in the IT field, but I'm talking when I went to the other job to do a changeover. You go into these companies here and you're saying, well, geez, hopefully I'll be able to retire here, and then later on you find it out. Well, after 9/11, that was the first. After 9/11, the company laid off. I think that particular one was an electronic company. They laid off 65 people, but that wasn't outsourced. I call it insourced. And the reason why I said it was insourced is because the jobs had gone to Georgia, okay? Because of at the time, the hourly rate was cheaper than New York. And we all know, I live in New York. The hourly rate, you got to get better pay living in this state in some cases, okay? So those jobs were insourced. So the other company, that was a layoff. The other company I worked with after that, I got into the mortgage business. I was working there exactly 2 years. I was doing subprime mortgages. I wasn't the loan officer. I was a loan sales auditor. That's what they called me. That was my title, loan sales auditor. I just got promoted. All of us did, who just came in, the newbies. We just got promoted as loan sales auditors. And my job was to go over files and make sure all the documents were signed and notes and everything else that goes along with it. And we used to have files like this, believe it or not. Believe it or not, that's right. We had thick files. And at the time, we had to do 70 files a day, because that's what I hate when you had, what do you call it there? You had quotas. And I had to do 70 a day, and sometimes I couldn't get to it. And the assistant vice president would come over and send emails to people and say, listen, you got to get these things up. We need your numbers up here. You got to get these out, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Well, long story short, that person was let go because the way they went about how they delegated the work, it was kind of like in a nasty way. People would get nervous, they get stressed out and stuff. I used to take aspirin just about every other day because I used to go in there stressed out with headaches. But anyway, that company went bankrupt. 7,500 people, from what I understand, statewide, because they had different branches, they lost their jobs. And then the very last company I worked with in 2016, I was there for 8 years. And, you're thinking everything's going good. And you find out later on, hey, we're having a layoff. You get an email. I think it was a Thursday, and a Friday was a mandatory email, and you had to be up. We had to report to the cafeteria, and no, that's not correct. That was the first one. We had to go to a certain room. There were certain groups of us had to go into a certain room. I don't know, a conference room, whatever. And then you have the president of the company, the general manager of HR, and you have your boss there, whatever. And they're telling us in a very diplomatic way, well, the company's not doing so good here, and they show you graph, like a chart of the payrolls, how much the payrolls are going up, and the payrolls are going up and the sales are going down. So therefore, adios, And I knew it. I was telling people I worked. I said, this year, they're preparing us for a layoff, and sure enough, that's exactly what it was. They laid us off. They had a layoff, and we had a chance to stay there. Or you could stay there and get your package or whatever if you put out, to the end of the time. And that's when mine ended in June 2016. So yeah, does it bother me? Is that a personal an issue to, a thing to talk about in regards to my situation? You're letting the whole world know, the YouTube community, your subscribers. Well, yeah, because I need to get it off my chest. I want to share with you guys. That's what I'm talking about. When I say, I want to talk about different things, personal things or whatever, semi-personal things, I would like to share with you guys. That's what it's all about. Then you want to call it like a reality TV show, whatever, what do you want to call it? But I think it's important that people, hear my story. This way they know where I'm coming from. And the same thing with you guys out there. You subscribers on YouTube, my channel. You may have your own channel too. You may want to talk about different things. Now, I'm not saying they're up, and I'm sure I've been on sites where people will talk about their personal life, and I'm not going to get into that part. They want to know the ins and outs of this, that, whatever. I don't get into that part of it. But as far as like, sharing that story about my layoff, the company layoff, yeah, I mean, that's something I share about. But again, folks, this channel is going to be about different topics. So if you're, like I said again, if you're, if you're in the, if your mindset is to hear different stories or different things about this channel, I would urge you to subscribe if you want to hear different things. It's going to be a channel about different things, okay? What you want to call it, entertainment, whatever. Everything is entertaining, right? I mean, like I said, you can sit here, a person sitting there juggling balls or whatever, doing magic tricks. That's an entertainment, right? If you want to call my channel semi-entertainment, but it's not meant to be. But I do want to trip it up a little, do different things. Maybe I will change the category one day to entertain instead of people. But this channel is about, though, talking about different topics. But I do want to say, again, in closing, and this time I definitely am going to close it out, I do want to say thank you to all the new subscribers who subscribe to this channel. Thank you for the ones that have been sticking by me and hanging in there with me right from the beginning, like the ones who subscribed a while back. I just want to say thank you so much. It is greatly appreciated. Okay, and if you do like my videos, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And most important, please don't forget to hit that bell notification icon if you want to be updated on new videos I put out. Like I said again, I want to make a go out of this channel. My goal is to at least, and that's a small goal, is to get at least 1,000 subscribers, which is very hard, but it's getting there. It's creeping up. People have to have a reason to subscribe to your channel. They got to like what you're putting out there. If I'm going to be a guy that's going to come on and talk about the weather every single day, you're going to say, oh, this guy's boring, I'm not going to subscribe to him. What's he about the weather? I could just look out the window. I want it to be something different. So yeah, that's basically it, though, guys. But I'm going to end this video because I want to get back to work and I want to do other videos. Like I said, I want to do some kind of reselling stuff, and there might be a couple other little things in between that I want to share with you guys. Because like, this channel too, folks, is also about sharing and saving, helping you guys save money and stuff like that. Sharing my ideas and thoughts with you. So I hope you like it. I hope you keep coming back for more. This is Rich Pasini. Talk to you next time. Bye bye.